Hello students and welcome to the class. I am your history teacher Manoj Arora. I hope you all will be fine at your homes, taking care of your family as well as yourself. Today we will be moving on to the next part of the chapter, but which contains the same topic, that is Silsila, Chishti Silsila. The topic is the same and the name of the chapter is Bhakti Sufi Traditions. Again I want to remind you that it takes up the period from 8th to 18th century. Now coming up to Chishti devotionalism. The main part was ziyarat. I had told in the last video also that ziyarat meant that the people were going to the tombs of the Sufis, their head, their sheikh, their wali, their murshid. And going to that place, music played a great part. Zikr of the God through music, that was called Sama. Sama was created. Sufis always considered that getting the God, achieving that devotion in yourself was the personal matter between the God and the devotee, and there is no one needed in between. Khwaja Moinuddin, who was also known as Garib Nawaz, his dargah was visited by many of the people, those who are well known. The first king who visited in the 14th century was Muhammad bin Tughlaq. It was Ghiyasuddin Khalji who had funded to house the tomb in the 15th century. So this tomb was at a great level. It was the people were having too much faith and they would visit on the various occasions. It had been centuries that this tomb had been visited by many people. It was on the trade route from Delhi to Gujarat. This was also one of the reasons that a lot of people had gone or visited this tomb. Moreover, going for ziyarat was considered as taking the blessings, taking the worldly comforts, asking the worldly comforts from the sheikh. Akbar had visited there 14 times. Till 1580, he maintained this tradition. He had also gifted a calendron, which was called Deg. Deg means in Hindi you call Kadahi. That's very big one, which was used to make food for hundreds of people at one time. This was one of the way he wanted to show his faith in that dargah. Ziyarat included the music and the dance. The person would immerse himself in that devotion, in that entire world, and he would try to achieve the God with his own way and not by asked or preached by anyone. Sufis remembered God by zikr. Sama was the integral part of the Chishtis. Sama was the integral part, as I earlier told also in this video, that in Sama they would remember God through music, through dance, and they would create such kind of environment which would be loved by all. Now, which were the languages used? The Chishtis adopted the local languages. It was like Hinduvi. It was a kind of a variant to Urdu. But see how these Chishtis or Sufis tried to incorporate or assimilate the normal cultures, the common features of the Hindu traditions in their own, which easily let it get accepted in various parts of the country. Baba Farid had written many compositions, and some of his compositions were also, you can see in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. There are many shlokas which are written by Baba Farid. Now coming to, there were certain long poems which were known as Masnavis. Now what were these poems? These poems would tell about the love of the divine, but through human love. Human love was taken as allegory. But through this allegory, they tried to explain the godly love. The Prem Akhyan Padmavat, which was written by Malik Muhammad Jaisi, which is the love story of the king of Chittor, Ratan Sen, and Padmini. And who doesn't know about it? Even these all things like these poems and these akhyans, these poems were recited in the ziyarat, at the time. It would be in the hospices also. In the hospices, it would help to create that sama. Such poems were recited. And why were they recited? To talk about the tribulations and trials a person will get during love. Now see, their trials were symbolic. Like if a person loves, if a boy and a girl loves each other and they get a lot of problems in their love. Similarly, while you are loving God, you will get various challenges. But you must not be afraid of those challenges. You must move forward in order to let your soul reach to God. Now there was a different genre of these poems also, or these writings also. Like for example, in Bijapur, Karnataka, poems were written in Dakhani language. The poems were written in Dakhani language. Now it was a local variant of that place. Again I was telling you, now have you seen that like Sufis, earlier in the last video I told that they had incorporated the yogic exercises. They are talking about the various, like I told, the poems in Dakhani they were using. They had also taken up the Lingayats, the features of the Lingayats. They have taken the Abhangs of Pandharpur. The various features have been incorporated. Now this helped these Sufis to spread their religion to a great extent and very fastly among the Indians. Now different genre, as I told, these poems which are written in Dakhani, there were many Lurinamas and Shadinamas. Now what are these? Lurinama are those poems which were sung by the mothers as a lori to their children. And Shadinama were the various songs which were sung during the marriages. Now see how much variety they had. The Sufis tried to incorporate each and every part of the human life. Coming up to the Sufis and the state. Now, what was that kind which tried to bring Sufis with the state? Although Sufis tried to maintain the distance with the worldly or the material things, but the point is they maintained distance from the world but not politics. What was that? If anybody could give them money, that money was immediately used in order to fulfill the daily requirements. Even some of the kings had established the charitable trust which was called Okaf, and they would give the land grants which were known as Inam. Whatever money the Sufis or these hospices would get, that money was immediately used in order to fulfill the daily requirements like bringing food for langar, bringing clothes, maintaining a big hospice. Various things were done, but no money was kept ever for the future use. All the money which was received was immediately disposed of in fulfilling the daily needs. Now that brought a kind of authority to the Sufis, to these sheikhs. Why? Because they would keep themselves away from all these. The kings required legitimation from the Sufis. When the Turks wanted to establish, when Delhi Sultanate was to be established, these kings, they tried to stop, or they did not want to take the instructions from the ulamas because they wanted to follow the Sharia's laws word to word. But it was difficult to be followed in Delhi Sultanate. Why? Because in Delhi Sultanate there were many people, those who were non-Muslims. But ulamas would ask for the Sharia laws to be implemented. So these kings, they went to the Sufis. Because Sufis would not interpret Islam according to Sharia laws. So this was a kind that most of the kings, even if you see Akbar also, many of the Mughals, they had gone to Sufis. Because Sufis have their own interpretation, as I told you in the earlier video also. That's why they were called Bay Sharias. But at the same time, there were certain conflicts among the Sufis and the kings. Now there were two conflicts. Number one, both of them wanted certain rituals to be followed in front of them, like prostration and kissing the feet. Both of them wanted, and because of that, they both had a kind of conflict with each other. The second point is that both of them tried to take the high sounding titles. We all know Akbar is not the name. The real name was Jalaluddin. Akbar was the title given to him. Shahanshah, Shah Jahan, Babur, these all were the titles taken. Similarly, the title Sultan al-Mashayikh means Sultan among all the sheikhs. These kinds of titles were taken by the sheikhs. Now that created a kind of conflict among the both. Today we will study till here only. I request you to read your NCERT books. I request you to subscribe the channel, like the video and hit the bell icon. I request you to please write in your comment box your name, class and roll number. At the same time, if you have got any problem, please do let me know in the online sessions which we take, or you can ask me in the comment box also if you have got any problem. Thank you very much. God bless you.